The king pricked his finger with a needle. It was actually to feed a flea. Watching the flea crawl over to suck his blood, the king instantly thought it was interesting to give the flea a place to live. He even built it a crystal house. But what he never expected was, the flea grew at an incredible speed. It quickly became the size of a bean. It could even easily pull a tiny carriage. Watching his pet circle around in place, the king's face showed a satisfied smile. But as time went on, he became a ruler who ignored his duties, spending every day obsessed with raising the flea. Soon his flea grew even bigger. After a few years, his flea grew to the size of a sow, until one day, the flea grew so old it couldn't eat the king's food anymore. It kicked its legs and died from overeating. As the king fell into sadness, he suddenly remembered his daughter's wedding hadn't been arranged yet. So to find a suitable husband for his daughter, he ordered the flea's skin to be cut off, and had men from all over the kingdom guess what kind of skin it was. Whoever guessed correctly would marry his daughter. Someone immediately guessed it was pig skin, others said it was tree bark, some even claimed it was an inflated cowhide. A string of strange answers made the king laugh. He was certain no one would guess correctly, but at that moment, a tall wild man slowly stepped forward. He simply sniffed the skin and guessed the answer. It turned out the wild man had spent his life in the mountains with fleas, and was very familiar with their scent. The wild man's answer shocked the king. The princess, realizing she was about to marry a wild man, immediately climbed onto the city wall to end her life. The king rushed to stop her. He said it might be destiny. Then he ordered his daughter to marry the wild man. Having no choice, the princess followed the wild man out of the palace, into the deep mountains and forests. Arriving at the wild man's cave, seeing the place filled with animal bones and remains, the princess was instantly terrified and trembling. All she could do was cry her days away.